Trish said, "What's up?"
What up?
Cello,
Oh, I'm sorry.
cello. These are all the snacks. What is that? A snack box?
Yes, that's an Easter basket. Hold on, let me. I'm trying to turn the
Oh, them
camera
is
blur
dope.
off.
Nigga, you don't know how to just hit unblur, nigga?
No, I can't. And she in my face. I can't see. Hold on.
Right,
Wait.
I'm thirsty for y'all
Nigga,
to see.
it says
All right, there we
choose
go.
virtual background.
Yeah, I know. I had to get there. I couldn't see the button because she got the shit in my face, so I couldn't see it.
Yeah, how did you?
Yo, that shit
Yeah,
cold.
that's crazy. I never seen nothing like that
I ain't never
before.
seen
Yeah,
that. That
the
shit
Easter
cold.
baskets.
Yeah, I ain't never
He
seen
said
nothing
he
like
ain't
that
never
before.
seen nothing like this before. This shit. Oh, you can't even hear them.
Oh, okay. Ready, Cole? All right, I was giving
No,
my creativity, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Bye.
That's mad
no,
creative.
you cool. Yeah,
What am
I
I
had to
looking
tell a little
for?
lady about
She
that.
said that was
Yo,
mad creative.
how she get the strap to
I can't tell y'all the secret.
Oh, my bad, no disrespect.
No,
My
it was
bad.
a glue gun. Just a
Yeah,
hot
that's
glue gun.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
All right, welcome to the original podcast. I'm your host, DJ Double OG. With me today in the chair, we got D Jones sitting high. In the lounge area, we got Are You Serious sitting back, relaxing. With the sunflowers in the
Lounge area.
window. Yeah, it looked like a lounge area. It looked like, you got the wall,
It's the downstairs
oh,
living area. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
looks like a
Sunshine.
lounge. Yeah. And then you got me. I'm out in space with it. Space camp Cowboys. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
Lord.
It's the original podcast. So, Are You Serious was just talking about his favorite comedians in the world. And I don't know. I guess we're gonna talk about our favorite comedians and the ones that we don't think are such as funny. So, like, who would you say right now would probably be the top 5 comedians in the game right now?
I'll give it to Chappelle, Mike Epps, Cat Williams. I really like this dude, CT online. He's dope. And ah, like Tony Baker, maybe like currently. But I mean, obviously the big hitters for me were those. I'm not messing with Chris Rock personally, but yeah. After I saw that Seinfeld stuff and he just okay. I mean, not Seinfeld, but Seinfeld and Louis C.K. Y'all
Yeah, I
seen
know.
that clip?
I've seen that.
I just don't. I don't
He
care
was
how
like,
comfortable you are and what somebody says. I don't rock with that. You've been in the suburbs your entire life a little bit too long, but still hood, and I don't play that crap. So I'm really not rocking with Chris Rock because of that. Like, if you're okay with that, you okay with a lot of stuff, and you let a lot of stuff slide, and you empower a lot of racist people by allowing that in your presence. Which means if Chris Rock let it happen, why can't I say? Why can't we say? Why can't we do it? And it's just a snowball effect. But yeah, like I said, it's Chappelle. I like Tony Roberts though. That dude is a powerhouse. Earthquake. I don't know if y'all seen his Netflix
I
stand
seen it,
up.
but I didn't watch it.
yeah, I was like, what?
You seen it, but you didn't watch it.
It
Correct. Like,
turned on.
you can see
It
You
it.
came
heard
on.
of it. Okay. You
Right.
heard it. Okay. I was about to say, how much you mean? Like you
Yeah.
see it, but it was just
My bad.
Like, it was just on in the background. It's just background music.
I don't want to see it, but I seen it. I didn't watch it. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nonstop funny. Earthquake was nonstop. Like you're gonna die laughing the entire, and it's short, so it's only like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, but literally nonstop funny. Nonstop funny. He got a sitcom off of that too.
Mm.
So he had a sitcom on the way now because of it. Like it
Yeah,
was
that was
literally
funny. He was talking about COVID and shit.
nonstop.
Yeah.
Was it Nav Green? That dude had me dying. I was watching something about him, and he did some stand up, and that dude's funny. There's a bunch of them that are like just funny people. Obviously, for me, Carlos Miller, from the 85 South Show, he can't miss. DC
You
Young
like
Fly
them?
was funny when I saw him online, huh?
You like them?
Yeah.
Like as
I,
comedians?
Carlos Miller and DC Young Fly. I've seen DC Young Fly live, and I'll give him his props. He's funny. His
What about
stand up is
Chico?
funny. DC Young Fly and Carlos, man, them boys is woo. Them boys. Carlos is just hilarious. DC Young Fly is funny on stage, but yeah.
Jones, what about you, man? What's your
Yeah, I don't
favorite?
know. Let me see. I was sitting here thinking the whole time. I don't even know if I got 5 God. All right, boom, right off top, Sinbad.
Wow. He said current.
Oh, I just said top 5. It could be
Oh,
anybody.
oh!
Yeah,
I thought you were
top
talking
5.
about current people. My
No,
bad.
no.
But
top
Patrice
5,
O'Neal is in my top 5 easy.
Who else I got? You know, I don't know. See, it's so I don't know. You know who I think is funny, and I think he might crack my top 5 is I don't know if y'all rock with Gerard Carmichael. I like that dude, man. Eddie, Dave. You want to know what? You know who's really been entertaining me?
Go.
Because I can't think of
Corey Holcomb.
What do you say?
Corey Holcomb.
No. Damn. Cats online. Like I think that's where comedy almost lives now to a degree. You know what I mean? Like there's mad funny cats that are just online. Like Reg, what's homeboy's name? D Young.
D Young.
D Young is funny.
The Young Show.
And,
Yeah.
Who's the dude he be rocking with?
I forgot what his name is.
I know
Mr.
what you're talking
something.
about though. The dark skin, Mr.
Mr.
Yeah, Mr.
something.
Something.
Yeah.
Them two
He's
brothers
funny.
got me. Yo, D Young had me dying when he was Wallow doing the karate moves. And this brother was walking and it started walking with the karate moves.
Yo, he be killing Wallow. D Young, Spice Adams. Y'all, I don't know if y'all rock with Spice Adams.
Yeah.
Spice Adams is funny.
Spice is hilarious.
Y'all rock with Country Wayne?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Country
I
Wayne.
definitely rock with Wayne.
Country Wayne is hilarious. There's a bunch of dudes.
Just
man,
hilarious. Y'all rock with her?
I really ain't.
I will rock her
stuff.
up, down, left, right, in, out.
You talking about something completely different? You talking about
No. Yes.
Oh,
and laugh at the same time though. Just hilarious is hilarious.
All right, let me get back on topic. Yeah,
Thank
Sinbad,
you. Please.
Eddie Murphy,
Good God.
Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams.
Cat. Yo, what is this dude's name that be
Yeah, I don't know if I could get to 5.
art by DeMarcus Sean?
Who?
That dude be having me dying online. DeMarcus Sean.
Yeah, I'd have to sit on that 5th one.
You know what? I would say this. I don't know if I have a top 5, but the reason why I ask is because comic is subject to the individual.
BT
You know what I'm
Kingsley.
saying? Because a lot of times it's just, whoever you find funny. Like, and I might get shot for this, but I'll say it. I like Martin Lawrence on TV. I don't find him funny in stand-up. I don't find Eddie Murphy funny in stand-up, but I love him in TVs and movies.
Okay, well,
like I will watch every Eddie Murphy movie I'll watch. But his the Eddie Murphy Raw, that shit wasn't that funny. Nigga talking about ice cream. That shit wasn't that funny to me. It was funny, but it really wasn't that funny to me. Like
I'll go further. I'll go further. I'm not watching Richard Pryor stand-up. I can't do it.
Not that funny.
We don't relate. I'm too old. I don't relate.
Correct. Yes.
That's the only reason why. It's not that it's not funny.
Thing.
I just don't relate to any of the things that he's talking about or how he's doing the stuff and what like.
See, I like the Red Fox, but I would rather listen to Red Fox than Richard Pryor. And a lot of people would be like, Red Fox, he was nasty. He wasn't that funny, but that nigga was hilarious to me.
Yeah, there's just some people that
subject.
I get it.
Like,
but I get
Are You Serious doesn't like Kevin Hart. He's not a big Kevin Hart fan, but me.
No, that's not true.
I'm grown little man. I think was hilarious. But
Why would you just throw me out like I don't like
Kevin Hart fan? I like all Kevin Hart fans.
I'm not a fan like, oh my God, but he's funny. To say Kevin Hart isn't funny to me is pushing it. I say you can't say he's not funny.
He's funny.
You can't say that.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is with Kevin Hart? I think it's just over time. You know what I'm saying? People wear on. It's like the same thing. Old. You know what I'm saying? Even though he got new material, it's the same person. Just like with music, I think in hip hop, where you'll listen to somebody, but after about 5-10 years, in general, they get old and it's time to move on to the next thing. And I kind of think that's what happens with Kevin Hart. Because he's funny, but it's like, I ain't really looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's coming. Plus, Kevin Hart is everywhere. I think he's oversaturated to me at a point where the nigga would had 2, 3 TV shows. He had 4 different movies out on Netflix. He had 2 cartoons out. Nigga had a comedy special. Like the nigga had in
A
1
radio
year.
station.
Yeah, Kevin Hart radio. The nigga got like 30 things.
Straight
He
from the
like
Heart's
doing
funny though.
everything.
Like, do y'all ever listen to Straight from the Heart though?
With
that's
the other
him.
3 dudes, the Plastic
It's
Cup
funny.
Boys.
It's funny.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta like, it's funny.
No,
Like
no,
that
I
stuff
think
is funny.
Yeah, I'm not
he's
saying
funny, but
it's
is
not.
it-
I'm just
are
saying
his
it's just
stand-ups-
over.
Have his last stand-ups been funny, right?
His
Is he
last
funny
stand-ups,
individually, yes, he's
they
a
haven't
funny
been they haven't been that great to me. But I mean, they're all right.
cat. Mhm. Yeah,
I wouldn't say
have
they're
much.
trash. I've seen some trash stand-up, but
Now let me ask you this, right? Because it only takes like one stand up for me to be a fan forever, right? So when I seen Grown Little Man, that made me a Kevin Hart fan
Mhm.
forever. My favorite comic, the one stand up that I saw that I literally laughed from the beginning to the end was Lil Rel Howery.
yeah,
Y'all know who Lil Rel is?
Yeah, when he was in the
Lorel
gym.
is hilarious.
No, not with the one who was in the gym. That one was
In the
in.
gym.
I'm talking about the first one. Yeah, when he did a
Talking about
comedy
when he was
special.
riding the bus and they was roasting him.
Yeah,
He was a part of. He was
yeah.
riding the bus and they put him in the roast. And you
And then when
ain't
he got it,
like you right here. He's like, man, what? I got a job. What you talking about? What I do?
Am I sleeping
yeah,
on
then he
Lil Rel?
got beat up by the cab driver.
Lil Rel's first stand-ups is hilarious, dude.
So I think Lil Rel is hilarious, man. I just think everybody got their own little twist on comedy. So I don't know. Like I said, I think Chris Rock is hilarious. So
Hilarious is a stretch, right?
who?
Chris Rock.
Hilarious?
Yeah, that's a stretch. No,
Absolutely. Bigger and blacker. You never watched Bigger and Blacker?
no, he's mad funny. Hilarious though. I don't know.
Who?
Cat Williams
Chris
is
Rock.
hilarious to me.
Cat is funny. Hilarious.
I mean, I'm parsing words here, but
No. It's a different level from funny to hilarious. Another thing that we got to talk about that I was trying to find and I couldn't find it, and I went through all the episodes, but I didn't take enough time. But it's something that I got into an argument with this week on Facebook. Right, I got into a Facebook beef. I usually always get in Facebook beefs because I'm ignorant and I don't know nobody. Don't nobody know me because I got a double OG page, right? So they don't know me. I don't know them. My friends really don't be, So anyway, we get into it about a subject that D Jones actually put me up on. So they were talking about tipping. This is dude named Marcus Eddie Kane Harris, some shit, right, on Facebook.
Mhm.
He used to do radio for 89.9, but I don't know what happened. He don't do it no more. But anyway, so he on this page, he bartends or serves, or he's a waiter at Applebee's, and he's always posting how nobody give him tips. So he's like, I got $140 order, and these motherfuckers gave me a $6 tip, and he pissed. And he pissed, right? And he always do it, like he always on Facebook, like at least once a week, complaining about motherfuckers tipping him. So I'm going through the comments and I
Maybe
see
it's
everybody.
you.
So I'm going through the comments. I see everybody saying, "Oh, that's messed up. That's fucked up. You should get some more tips." And I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, D Jones, you came directly to my mind. So I come now. Listen, in real life, I tip every time. I over tip because I'm black and I know that, right? But on the comment, I said, "Why the fuck do we got to tip? Like, it's not my job. Why don't you? You're mad at people for not tipping, and you should be mad at your job for not paying you enough money to make a livable wage, nigga. I could get him a job at McDonald's making $15 an hour, fam, and you know what it is. So if you don't make $15 an hour at Applebee's, nigga, you shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at Applebee's because it makes so much sense to me in my head. And then after we had the conversation, Jones, where you kind of broke it down, and then I did a little research, and I think we looked up Adam Ruins Everything.
Thank you guys. Whenever you're ready. Mr. and Mrs. Axford, allow me. How much should we tip?
In a perfect world, nothing.
Shit!
Is this the guy?
On, man. We were having a nice meal.
Yeah, we were. Until the check came. Hi, I'm Adam Conover.
Hey, Adam.
Don't encourage him.
And right now, you probably hate me for even daring to question the custom of tipping.
Yeah, what the fudge?
But bear with me. By the end of this video, I think you'll agree that tipping is a custom we'd be better off without.
I'll go. You're with your family. Thank you.
First, servers here rely on tipping to make a living. And as long as that's true, if you don't do it, you're an asshole. But just because that's the system we have, doesn't mean it's a good system. And tipping is a custom that shortchanges servers, inconveniences customers, and makes the dining experience worse for everyone. First, ask yourself this. Why is it our responsibility to pay the restaurant's employees humanely? Why don't they just pay you a normal amount of money and make the food more expensive? I mean, that's what every business has done since the dawn of time. Nasty! When you buy a pair of jeans, they're just 50 bucks. They're not like, that'll be $40, and you decide if the stock boy eats tonight. Ooh, sorry. What an asshole, huh? It's her fault, not mine. The fact is, tipping is a relatively new custom in America. For most of our history, paying for better service was considered an undemocratic form of bribery.
Serve me before this rabble, will you? I'm a very wealthy man.
I shan't, sir. This is America, where every man has the right to decent service.
But after Prohibition banned the sale of alcohol, restaurant profits cratered, and owners began encouraging tipping just so they could pay their servers less.
Oh, sorry, Allie. I'm not going to be able to pay you this month. You better take some of that fat cat's cash.
Nearly a century later, restaurant owners still pay their servers less than minimum wage, turning what used to be a bribe into an obligation that makes the end of every meal suck. Nasty!
20%. Wow, it's obvious you've never worked in the service industry. I always tip at least 60 because I care whether or not our waitress starves to death.
If I give better service, I get a bigger tip.
Actually, you don't. A study at Cornell University found that the real reasons people tip more or less are basically random, and that customers who receive great service tip on average just 1% more than customers who don't.
Well, then fuck it.
And none of this stress is necessary. In most cultures, nobody tips, and everyone still gets their food on time. The only difference is their waiters get a steady income, and no one has to argue about the bill.
And don't tip on the tax.
What? You always tip on the tax.
I never tip on the tax. Ever since I was a kid, I never tipped on the goddamn tax.
And he talked about the origins of tipping.
Yeah.
And the more that you think, and people don't consciously think about tipping. They just it's like a tradition, you know, the
Like
Bible
you have
says
to.
the traditions of man will make the, but if I go to McDonald's, I don't tip the people at McDonald's. If I go to Hooks, or if I go to Hooks, I don't tip the dude at Hooks that makes my food and bring it to me, right? And sometimes if you sit there, they'll bring you the food and bring it to your table, right? So I don't tip anywhere other than in a restaurant. But everywhere I go, they're doing the same thing. They're cooking the food to me and giving it to me.
Son,
I
do you
just
know
might
they
be in the
got,
car.
son, I was at a doctor's office, and when you pay, they had an option for a tip. Let me say that again. I was at the doctor's office.
Nigga, how much you put in there though?
And when I swiped, nigga, it said, no tip, 10%, 15, what? Are y'all, what? No, I ain't do nothing. You crazy? You better be glad I ain't knocked that thing off the wall.
It's guilt. It's guilt.
Niggas
They're trying to
crazy.
guilt. So this,
Niggas
so
crazy.
D Jones, I definitely want your perspective, but I just want to. He trying to say that these people are bad people because they spent $140 at the restaurant and gave you $6 in cash on top of the 100, so they just spent $150 on this meal. You probably was a trash ass server with a fucked up attitude because you already have a fucked up attitude about black people as it is, right? We know that because we watch your Facebook. Nigga,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, all these people was calling me retarded, stupid. They
Let-
said I'm broke as fuck. They don't know me. But it's just like, wow, all of this because I said, why do I have to tip? Maybe you just gave bad service.
Let me help you out. As someone who's actually been a server, I worked at a restaurant, managed a restaurant, and I used to serve when I was bored, or I would serve because I didn't want my people being overworked, right? What I've come to realize, and I'm sorry to say, but serving isn't a hard job. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. It doesn't, you don't deserve a tip. I did it for over a year. You don't earn a tip. You know what you do? What would you like to eat? Gotcha. You want something to drink? Gotcha. Anything else? Nope. All right. There you go. Here's your check. Bye. That's it. You don't do
Literally. And
any
sometimes
work.
you don't even, like, oh, you want me to tip you because you filled my cup up twice.
Son, I would not write stuff down and memorize it just to get a spark, just to get something out of it, because it's so boring. If I'm writing down your order on a piece of paper and then I'm going to a machine and putting the order in, I'm not making the order. If you say, hey, can I get a Coke? What do? And then I get you a Coke. You don't deserve $20. That doesn't deserve $30 in tip. You don't deserve $15 in tip for getting me a Coke and bringing me my plate.
Oh boy.
I can do that same thing. And guess what? You do that same thing at some restaurants when they have the thing on the table. Nigga, you don't even bring me the tip. You don't even bring me the check. It's already on the digital thing on the table. And that's not at Applebee's. That's not like these other nice restaurants
that's
too
at
I've been
Chili's,
to.
Applebee's, all of them, right?
Well, I'm not talking about with Chili's, but nigga, this shit is crazy. Nigga, like no bull. Like I'm telling you, like nigga, this shit is crazy. Like I'm going on the table and I hit the little buttons, and then I can place my order. If I want another drink, guess what? I can just put it right on there. And then they just bring it out, son. I would bring out. Do I get a tip if I would bring it out and I'm just standing around? Like, oh man, I just saw it. I just went over there, grabbed it. That doesn't. You don't know. And I've done it. Bartending, I've done it. Bartending is a little bit more. I get it, but they make the most money because everybody is giving them cash because they made a drink. They don't do that same thing to the kitchen staff, which is wild to me because what's the difference between the bartender and the kitchen staff? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Kitchen staff?
No, you don't ever have to tip out the kitchen staff. But what's the difference between a bartender and the kitchen staff?
Well, I think the kitchen staff is just wage, right?
But again, what's the difference is what I'm trying to say of you make an order and I make it for you and then I give it to you. So why do they deserve a tip? Or why is there
paid a wage like a
they should be paid a wage or the cook should be getting tipped? Crazy. Because the bartender makes the most money at a restaurant by far. They make more money than anybody because every single transaction you give them $2, $1, $3, $2. So if you order 3 drinks, you can mess around and tip that dude $15, $20 for doing mediocre work. You gave me a rum and coke. If you don't get out of here, I didn't see you shaking nothing up. I ain't see you flip nothing around and catch it behind your back and slide it down your ankle. None of that. They don't deserve. Once again, I did it and I was like, yeah, I would give away the tip because I knew I didn't deserve a tip for just serving a table. Like that's not
people to
hard
be clear.
labor.
You also were a manager at restaurants, so you did it all, right? You worked with the server. You see them from every angle.
No, I didn't just work with
cooking.
them. I would serve.
You did it. Yeah,
I would bartend. I would make sure, hey, y'all got 5 tables. I'll take 2 of them. I'll take 2 of yours. Y'all just get 3. I'll take 4. And then I'll just give you guys the tips of what I get because I would be so bored. Or, hey, you bartend tonight? All right, I'll take this side. You take that side. I don't want the tips. I'll give you the tips. I'll just bartend. So I don't want to hear, and it's not like they was giving me $500,000 a year. So don't act like, well, you was getting paid good money. No. Ain't nobody being rich as an assistant manager or the manager at a restaurant. No.
Yeah, I don't know, me personally, I don't know if I would go as far as to say that they don't deserve it. But what I will say is that I understand my crusade, my tipping or no tipping crusade. I understand that the servers are collateral damage in it. right? Like I fully understand that, right? They are collateral damage 1,000%, because my issue is with these fucking companies, right? These restaurants. That's my biggest issue, right? Like it is highway robbery what they do to us. Not only that, but what we're guilted into. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of times, I'll keep that tipping shit to myself, right? It just depends if I have time that day, right? Like if I'm around some new folks and I feel like I have some time that day, or some patience or some energy to jump into the discussion, then I will. But more times than not, I just kind of keep the shit to myself, right? Because it's just not worth the argument. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, should we be responsible for paying these people's wages? No, we shouldn't. The restaurant needs to do what everybody else in a capitalistic society does, right? Is that they get their product, whatever it is, they raise the price of it from what they brought it from, what they brought it at, and then pass that on to the customer. That's how everything works. Restaurants are getting over because they're raising the prices and then keeping it, right? That's an issue. 1,000%. I don't believe in tipping unless you're tipping out the benevolence of your heart. If you go to the barbershop, right? You go to the barbershop, do you tip your barber? You know what I mean? Like some do.
Not with these prices.
Oh no, I did tip Sin the last time I got my hair cut. Actually, you know what?
Listen.
Sin, I've tipped him. I don't know why, but every time he's ever cut my hair, even if it's like just to line up my beard, I give him like a $10, $20 tip every time.
But that's out the benevolence of your heart. That's not being guilted into because that's, you know what I mean?
That's just because out of the love, like, man, I know you're gonna take your time. You know what I'm saying? It's out of the love. We appreciate you. It's a different level.
But
Anybody else? I don't think I've ever tipped another barber.
These
more than
barbers
like $5.
and these makeup and hairstylists, they have priced themselves out of the tipping game now. You can no longer, to me, I don't think
you're wrong.
You're pricing yourself out of the tipping game, because the whole part of a tip is to make sure that you get what you deserve, or you're making sure. I'm not going to tip Apple. Your prices are too high for me to be sitting here trying to tip you. Like
what's your threshold?
Son, whatever I'm paying right now is crazy. You don't know how much I pay for a haircut?
I absolutely do.
$80.
What? You going to the wrong barber, fam?
Wait, that's cut in beard though, yeah?
It better be cut beard, back, elbow, kneecap. What you mean?
Yeah, $80. You ain't getting no tip, fam. That's your tip right there. 80 bucks.
This
is a $10 haircut.
There's no
$10 haircut.
You can't go anywhere and just get a lineup anymore. That's not even an option out here. Like everybody then turned on Instagram and figured the scheme out of, I can just charge crazy now.
Yeah.
Like my barber is quality, so I make sure I keep going to him and he does his thing, whatever the case may be. But I feel personally like you price yourself out of a tip. Like it's especially if I'm getting a haircut every 2 weeks, or God forbid I was getting a cut every week, there's no way I'm tipping you.
Yeah, nigga, that's me. I'm in the shop every single week. Yo, shout out to Damien, man. He's the illest barber.
Yeah, but there's no way I'm tipping you every week.
But yeah,
man.
no, I'm in the barber shop every week, so I feel you.
Son.
Yo, I want to shout out your barber.
I'm paying $320.
You be flashing them on the gram all the time. So we just want to take a moment to show love to the one and only D Jones Barber.
Like a tree lion, man, on Instagram, man. Make sure y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to him. Hey, but yeah, you right. Because kids' haircuts went from 10 to 20 now. So like literally
$80.
Haircuts ain't been $10 for a minute, have they?
Yeah, the barbershop I was going to, the barbershops in St. Paul, it's been $10, and then they move up to 15. Now they 20, but they've been 10 up until the pandemic.
That's
now all of a sudden it's $20 for a kid, $30, $35 for an adult.
The pricing is based off of everybody wanting to be rich now. Everything is supposed to get you rich. Every occupation is supposed to get you paid, and you're supposed to be living lavish. So if you're charging $100 a cut,
that's a lot.
And you're just a regular barber, If you're charging, once again, $80 a cut is a lot for a regular cut. So you're living a extreme, like, once again, I don't get paid. Who gets paid $80 an hour?
I remember watching Bad Boy Puff Daddy bragging on the reality show about paying $100 for a haircut back in the 90s.
Now that's
And
regular.
that was ridiculous back then. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "This $100 haircut." Ooh.
But
And now you
that's the
telling me you get
standard.
$80 haircut? Like,
But they got the
what
clientele,
happened?
right? Like they
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, they got the
It's
clientele.
monopolies. What are you gonna do? It's not even about, like, I don't have a choice. It's either I go to the barber school and get somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, or the only people that know what they're doing have now price gouged to the point of this is all you don't have an option. You either get me at the high price, anybody that gives a decent cut is now charging crazy prices, or you get a cheap cut from somebody for $20, but you can't get a quality cut for $20 anymore. That's not possible.
And what do you, if you could set the market like for like a quality cut, what do you think is a fair price?
$20, man, $25. Especially people have to go to work and be in these environments every single day. The minimum wage hasn't increased more than these haircuts have. So you can't sit here and say you're literally doing the same thing to people that you hate people doing to you. It doesn't make any sense. So you're going to sit here and complain about gas prices, complain about rent prices, complain about mortgages and all these other things, but then you're doing it to the same people. You're doing the same thing to other people in your industry, but you can justify it for you. And again, my income doesn't necessarily mean it increases with your prices. And everything is increasing in price, but these companies aren't paying people more. I'm in the blessed spot, but I don't have to be, something doesn't have to impact me directly for me to still have some type of fight for it.
Yeah, no, facts. I think 20 is a bit low. I think 40 for like a super quality cut. I think around the 40, 45 would be fair, right? For me, once we start to get into the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, but what's the average pay for a person?
Well, why?
But that's what I'm saying. Like the average income, especially for Black people.
Let me ask you this question, right? Let me ask you this question, because you say $40, $60 is a decent amount.
No. I said once we start to play
40 for a quality cut. $40.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Now, when you were younger, going to the club, y'all would pull up on Franklin in Chicago, go get your haircut. How much was you paying for the haircut?
That's not fair because they were free.
No, how much were you paying? Okay, free. So how much was everybody else paying if they were to pay?
20, 25?
$15, $20 at the most, 25 at the most.
Yeah, Sin was about 20.
At the most, yeah, at the most. And that's expensive back then, right? So the same people cutting the same hair with the same clippers, now 20 years later, charging $50 for the same haircut with the same clippers for the same people, and you don't, and we do it with no problem. Just the same as this. Let me give you another example. It's
the only difference is that spray crack. That's the only
what
difference.
I believe.
Let's be real.
It's all.
No, it's deeper than that.
It's all a game. It's all a system that we live in and everybody plays in, right? And everybody has different levels in the game. So if we go back to like a haircut, right? You know what I'm saying? The price increases. If you go to milk, the price of milk, gas is the same grade, 87. It's been 87 since it was 87, right? They ain't do nothing different to the gas. It's the same gas, but now back in 87, it was 87 cents. Now it's $4, $5, $6, $7 in some places, right? It's just the prices change, but the product doesn't change. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think the haircuts have changed. Because my quality of haircut when I was at Flavor is just the same now. I don't say that I'm getting a better haircut now than I was at Flavor.
And you can transfer this to almost anything that people give you a service for. Cleaning your house. People used to charge $50, you get your carpet clean. Now you get your carpet clean for $300, $400.
So
Same service,
Well, we're talking
different
about.
price.
What the thing is
Right.
for me is that we're charging everybody, and everything increases, and that's why the prices increase because they say, well, this increased, so my prices have to increase. Well, why did yours increase? Well, mine increased because this increased. Well, why did that increase? Well, this increased because that increased.
Yeah,
So
I
it's a
think
ripple effect.
Yeah, I think some barbers, are about the level up factor. You know what I mean? Which I get. But before my last job in the army, right? The last job I had in the army, I traveled the country. Right? I went to the whole lower 48. Okay. Even when I was on the road, I was a haircut every week, right? Unless there was wherever I was at, unless there just was not a barber, I'm a cut every week. I say that to say I've gotten a haircut literally across this country. All haircuts aren't the same. They're just not. You know what I mean? Whether it's quality, whether it's consistency, and I get the same cut, right? I get the same cut, right? So whether it's the facilities, like all haircuts aren't the same. Now, do I believe that to a degree, are they taxing niggas right now? Yeah, for sure they are. Absolutely. And Reg, like you said, we're in a fortunate enough position to be able to afford it, right? To withstand it. And there's a lot of people who can't, right? But do I also think that they should still be getting paid $20 like they were back in the day? No, especially if you're nice, right? Like my barber now, should he, for the same cut that I got in fucking Demopolis, fucking Arkansas, right? And I might have got a trash haircut there. Shout out to all the barbers there. Y'all never cut my hair, but it's just no, it's not the same.
I think I agree. I think both of y'all are saying that.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
$40 is quality. I think that's a decent price for a quality haircut, right?
And these days,
Because even with me saying back in the day, we was paying this amount. Our parents was probably thinking $10, $15 for a haircut.
$20 for a cut is crazy.
And I used to pay Junebug $5 for a haircut and he shaved me with a razor.
Things back then were more affordable, and that's why I'm trying to put it in that.
Everything blows up.
There you go.
But what I'm saying? As time goes on,
no, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a difference. So, for example, I'll give you a prime example, and I was talking about it in school the other day. Is that CEOs make 400 times average more than their average employee does. Back then, when we're talking about those prices where I only had to pay a nickel for this and 5 cents for that, I could still afford that because the CEO only made maybe 60 times as much as their average employee. So that's what I'm trying to like. The ability to actually afford and be able to buy a home and go to school and do those things aren't available for the average person anymore because it's been outpriced. So inflation is a natural thing, yes, but when you're just literally doubling and increasing prices, we have companies that are increasing their prices by 30 and 40% literally for no reason. There's no inflation attached to it. There's no cost attached to it. There's no pay increases attached to it. They're just increasing prices at this point now. So there's no monetary situation is where it equates to the pay that people are getting. Once again, the average, the minimum wage hasn't increased in since it turned to $7.50 nationally. Like that's what I'm talking about. All these prices, the prices and the cost of things from now that they cost 10 years, the inflation doesn't go. It's a big curve. It's a big loop. So it's outside of the fair range where people can still pay. It's just a higher price. No, we're not increasing the pays. We're not increasing the things. It's not the same it's not the same equivalent as when I was young. I was paying $10 for a cut, and now you're paying 10. But the prices and all the people and the way the money are making, it all equals out. It doesn't.
But hold on, where you're at makes a difference as well, right?
I'm talking about across the board. So I'm not just talking about in California.
Where you're at makes a huge difference because my prices when I was traveling, my prices were all over the place. You know what I mean? It also depends on where you're at. Like there's certain places where you're not going to get away with an $80 haircut. It's just the market's not there.
But in that market, they're still over. So they're charging $40 in that market but the market is really supposed to be at a $10 or $15 range, is what I'm saying now. So everybody is extremely inflated. So you may not paying $100 because you're in LA, but now you're paying $50 in Mississippi. Now you're paying $40 in Mississippi. You're used to paying 80, so you think you're getting a deal out there. But in there, they're like, yo, these people is crazy, man. I can't afford that. They don't make the same income. The average income is not the same in Mississippi that it is in LA. So if I'm only charging you $40 in Mississippi, but the average income is twice less, I mean, half the amount in LA, it's the same.
So we're not necessarily just saying only barbers is tripping and everybody else is cool. No, nigga, everybody tripping. We just saying it's a trickle down effect, and it's trickling down because think about it, and we just all watched it with the pandemic, right? We all watched companies that run a profit of millions and billions of dollars every
Nike's
year.
increasing their shoes, brother.
Millions and billions of dollars every year these companies make a share of. What do? As soon as the pandemic hit, they asked for a loan because they might lose some money for 3 months. For 3 months. Now you done made, as a company, you done been, okay, we'll take, I don't know who got a loan. Maybe we'll just say Best Buy. Best Buy been in business for 35, 40 years. Best Buy has made a profit every year for 35, 40 years. Best Buy is a corporation. It's not a nonprofit organization, which means they don't have to return their profits to anything other than their pockets, right? Once they make them, they pay everybody their fees. Whoever owns the company, put the money in the pocket. So if you done made millions and billions of dollars for 40 motherfucking years, why would you qualify for a loan because you might lose money for 6 months?
Capitalism.
Well, that's why I was trying to break down some stuff to you guys, because I create those budgets, and like that's why I gave the example of the 400 times more than the average CEO makes it.
You're not wrong.
No,
right?
because like I'll give you an example, like
wrong.
what you just said, Aaron, for example. You talking about years? That's not how it works. It has nothing. I'll give you an exact example of what I'm talking about on a daily basis that I work in today that does corporations. January. This business section, this is real shit. Business section, they saved $1 million just for January alone. They were under budget January. And then February they came around. They were under budget by another $1 million, right? March just ended. They were under budget by $750,000. That's $2,750,000 that they've saved in the first 3 months of the year. April, they're going to be over budget by $10,000. We got to make cuts. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That is how it works. I don't care what happened. What have you done for me lately? So I literally just saved you almost $3 million the first 3 months of the year. April, you're saying we might be $10,000 over? Yeah. We already bucketed that. We got to think about the future, how much we're going to save and what we're budgeting for the rest of the year. Forget everything that just happened. I don't care. That doesn't matter. You don't get a kudos. You don't get a pat on the back. You don't get a bonus. It is what it is. That's gone now. April, we're going to be over 10,000. How do we cut? How do we make budget? What do we need to do? Do we make some adjustments for the future? How do we cut and reduce everything else? Because if that's what it is, and we're going to keep continuously cutting budget, so then now we need to make the budget lower so that we can make that budget even lower. So now we're just making budget. We're changing the budget now because we're making less. We're reducing more money. So because we're making more money, now we change the budget completely. Now we're no longer under budget. Now we're over budget because we changed the bar. And that's how business works. And that's what I'm trying to, I literally was in this meeting on Thursday, my G. That is exactly how these companies work. I've been doing this stuff since 2010 with all these corporations, and I've been doing this since Panera Bread. There's literally no difference. And I know like Des, you're in the Army, so they got a completely different budget standpoint of how they do it. It's weird. So I don't know about that budget process. But this corporate life, this private company life, that's exactly how it works. And that's what I mean by these prices keep increasing, because they'll take that profit and now that's the set. There's no such thing as we went over, we made increase. Now that's the standard. We just made $10 million than we did last year. Nope. That our standard now is 10 million. We didn't increase nothing. We got to cut people. We got to cut a budget. But we're making 10 million more than last year. Nope. We got to make 20 more now on top of that 10. That's how we'll be increasing. So there is no such thing as we made money or we had an increase. They literally just changed the budget.
You're right. I feel you. And that's some game because I didn't know that because I'm in the Army. Nigga, I just motherfucking do Army shit. And I don't know a lot about civilian work. You know what I mean? Shit, nigga, I gotta ask you what PTO is, nigga. I don't even know how to find a goddamn doctor when I get out.
I got you. You just yell out the window.
No shit, right? I guess from the onset, I want to be clear. Damon, I love you. I don't have a problem with your prices, nigga. Like you do me right. And I mean, I love my haircut, man. So
it's not on them. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not on
you
them.
do your thing. You do your thing. But outside of that, man, I think to a degree, right, that whether it's haircuts, I think we can apply that same theory just in life, right? I think as you climb or people climb that social that ladder, right? That there's some things that you kind of X out it, like you X out, right? Because you've gotten to a new level. Does that make sense? Like I'm trying to think of something that, here we go. We don't drink Korkov anymore, right? But there was a time that we drank Korkov, right? Like and that shit burn, right? It burns your insides and it burns your lungs and it burns your chest. But at the time, that's where we were at. You know what I mean? Once we got to another level, fuck Korkov, right? And we'll never go back to Korkov. So I just think that just in life, not to say that you're wrong, but I just feel like in life, yo, you eventually, you level up.
I would give you that if it wasn't impacting others. So my personal greed directly affects John or Jim or Sally. And that's where it comes to when is enough enough. So I don't have a problem with my personal standard. I don't drink that anymore. So now I go to this other drink. I don't drink Kharkov anymore. I've leveled up. That's what my standard is. But now I don't put my standard now on my nephew who doesn't have that same money. So now I'm not going to say because I don't drink Kharkov anymore and I drink only Belvedere and Grey Goose and Ciroc or whatever that costs $30 more. Now you have to buy this only. And that's your only option. Now you may be outpriced, but it doesn't matter because I'm leveling up. And that's what's going on with these corporations. So you're cutting people off when you've leveled up, as in like, so that example that I gave you, when I say
I was talking
people,
about haircuts. I feel you with the business shit though.
But what I'm saying is it trickles into that. Because what happens is that when that business now increases their prices, that barber has to increase his prices. So razors aren't $1 now. Now they're $5. Now, because I have to buy more razors, I have to increase my prices. Not because I want to, it's because I have to. That's just part of the game. So that's why I said it's not technically just the barber's problem. It's all these attributes that push into it. The chair rent now, the rent that I used to pay ain't the rent that I pay now. So I'm paying $500 more in rent than I am paying now. So now I have to increase my prices. So that's all I'm saying is that when everybody else starts to do that and it impacts other people, that's when we start to get these issues where now we're not being humane. Now we're not thinking about the other person. Now we're strictly thinking about ourselves and what we can get out of this situation. Once, not the barber, but the company that the barber has to buy from. And this is the company as the barber comes. And it's just a part of life and it's just trash. But
I was gonna say it's capitalism. Like what you're explaining, like it's a shit system. You know what I mean?
And even, but that's what I'm saying. Even we've always had capitalism, but it hasn't been this extreme. Oh, shit. We have to put into, and that's all I'm saying is like, I'm not worried about, okay, we got to increase our prices because of this. But yesterday you were paying $1 for a box of razors. Now it's $30. Wait, what? Do something about it. All right, well, now I got to charge people more money. Do something about it. All right, well, now charge more people money. I mean, do something about it.
And it all circles back to the original topic of what we was talking about, which was the restaurants, right? And how restaurants don't pay their employees and they rely on people to tip them to pay their employees. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they sell. Like, and then I don't know. I don't know how it breaks down. So we talking about the restaurant. I'm just bringing it back because it's all the way around the board. Like you got somebody named Jeff Bezos or something who's making hundreds of billions of dollars, and he could just make $50 billion and pay all of his employees $10 extra an hour. And now everybody living good that work at Amazon. But instead of everybody living good that work at Amazon, I'm gonna just stack up as much as I can for me and my family, and I hope y'all can get as much as you can while y'all living. But I'm getting mine.
Because
and you know what? I'm gonna pay you as little as I can.
This lifestyle doesn't, the lifestyle and the prices don't match the numbers. And the only reason I said it is because we talk about the average income for a black male is $45,000 a year. That doesn't mean that most black men are making $45,000 a year. What that means is most black men are probably making 20, and then we have a whole bunch of people that are making a couple million here, a couple million here, because it offsets those numbers, right? So if I'm making $1 million, you making $1 million, you making $1 million, how do you get an average of 45,000? You got to have a whole bunch of people making way less than 45,000, and that's what we don't think about when we think of median or average wage. We just think, oh, everybody's making around 45. No, everybody's making way less than 45 to get to that average of 45.
It's not about NBA, NFL, boom, right there.
NBA, NFL. We don't have
them
that
dudes
large
making
population.
$10 million, $30 million a year.
We got everybody on social media making money and buying Louis Vuitton bags, quote unquote, but then they still get a stimulus check. Make it make sense. Which one is it?
So
are
you got
waiting
all
for
of
a
them
stimulus
people.
check? Or are you balling? Because you can't do both.
You got
It's
all
not
of them
possible to
people.
get both.
It got to be another side to the game, right?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only thing I just get concerned about, like the future generations and future people and just us in general. Like, what is our 60-year-old, 75-year-olds what is 75 gonna look like when we try to retire and we can't? Do you honestly think we're gonna get Social Security at the age of 75 the way things are going?
We're gonna be begging Jeff Bezos for Social Security in the age of 75. We're gonna be asking Amazon for some money.
But I'm just saying, like, the way that these numbers are going, nigga, we all gonna be working until we die. There is no retirement is going to be a memory. Remember when people used to retire? Man, that's crazy. Well, 85 years old, I gotta go to work. Like, I feel like we keep I was doing research and it's the Roman Empire, dude.
Yeah.
From the political standpoints of pushing lies and fake, like they had billboards back in the, I don't know why people think billboards are new. Billboards are back in the Roman times. Like they literally had billboards. Like the way that we move politically, the way that we move financially, the way that we move like military wise, it's all doing the same thing. We're repeating the same cycle over and over again. And to think that we're just so different that we can't just fall and collapse, the way that the money is moving and the way that the dollar, even the Bitcoins and the cryptocurrency is changing and shifting the way that money is valued. So different people are getting rich and different people are getting extremely poor quickly. Like we keep talking about how great this America is, but I've never seen the homeless population as crazy as it is right now. It's never been this bad, ever. And it's not because, and percentage wise, you can understand, all right, the percentage, and there's always going to be homeless people, but the percentage of homeless people, the way that homeless people are becoming homeless, you have people that are money, like even the places where you're homeless, they got homeless camps in suburbs out here. It's not in the cities. It's not in the downtown areas. We have suburbs 30, 40, 50 minutes away from downtown with hundreds of homeless people, homeless encampments. When did they start doing that? That's like having a homeless encampment in Eden Prairie.
Yeah,
they just kind of migrated out there, ain't they?
No, they're everywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like it's in the isolated spot where just the homeless people move. Nigga, everywhere. There's not one city, one place in California right now that I can think of that doesn't have a homeless encampment. I can't think of one. From the richest area to the poorest area, they're everywhere. I was in Elk Grove. Elk Grove is.
Are you saying that some of those rich people are making are are making up that encampment? Or are you saying that homeless people are like moving out that way?
No, everybody, doesn't matter where you're at, we're all becoming homeless. So you can be well off and then next thing you know, you're homeless.
Right, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like there's this magical homeless group and they just migrate from one section to the other. No, nigga, everybody's just becoming homeless because they can't afford this stuff. Like Sacramento is literally the #1 place, the most unaffordable place to live based off of average income and then the cost of living. Right? So you got Elk Grove that's what I'm saying. Elk Grove is the top 10 place for Black people to live in America based off of the economy and all this other stuff. Elk Grove is the 10th spot in America for Black people to live in a community. They have homeless camps in this thriving area. And I'm talking about, I'm gonna take pictures and show y'all because I was just over there. Dude, it's crazy. Down the street, I'm in a nice place and literally 2 streets away is a homeless encampment. 2 streets up, homeless encampments. And I'm not talking about you go to the river, you can't go to the park. They literally have it sectioned off where this company has put homeless tents for people to live. Like it's crazy out here. And the people, and that's what I'm trying to say, like the amount and it's just getting worse, and it's not just here. They got crazy stuff in Arizona I'm seeing online, and crazy stuff in all these different places. In Texas, they got home. Like it's not just California because we just got all this money and it's so expensive. And that's the illusion that people try to make it seem like, no, man, it's crazy out here. And these prices are going crazy and ridiculous. As soon as these other places catch on, they start increasing the prices to where they price people out to where only a select few, and that's where there's what is it called? The middle income or the middle, whatever you want to call it. It's either you got it or you don't now.
Oh, the middle class?
Middle class. Either you got it or you don't. There's no middle class. Either you got money or you in debt and you struggling and one thing can happen and you're done. There is no middle class where, no, I got a nice little savings, I got a nice little thing and we're just cool and we're just good. You either got it and your total income, house income is 200 plus, or y'all struggling.
You know what I just realized? We was talking about barbers earlier, right? We was talking about the barbers, and y'all see my mustache? Like my shit mad heavy, son. Like it's covering the top part of my lip.
You got a grown Black man mustache.
I was about to say you're an old Black daddy, so you just got to shave all this and just keep the mustache.
That shit looks real crazy.
Just keep the mustache.
We gotta move on. I definitely realized that, you know, money is the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the love of money, the love of money is the root of all evil, because it's ridiculous how literally you can have a handful of people be willing to sacrifice their wealth to like, it'll probably take the 10 richest people in the world to give up 80% of their wealth to cure poverty for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? It only takes 10 people. Like literally, think about it.
How many people, how much of the stock market is controlled by what percent of people? And you'll be like, oh, okay. I
was
get
looking
it
like
now.
that because I was thinking I don't even think they would have to give up 80.
The stock market, that's what I'm saying. The stock market ain't real. Let's be clear. The stock market is not real. The stock market is owned by a few groups of people, and that's it. And everybody else just thinks that they're getting over on it.
That's crazy. Like, it just, that's why, I mean, you know, and nobody really think about that. You know, and I said this the other day, and I gotta move on, because I think people just want to be stupid. I think a lot of times when given the choice, people would choose stupidity over knowledge. You know, even when I was going back to arguing with the dude about the restaurant and about tipping, right? And how they were so angry at me because I said, why would I tip? And why would you be mad at me when your job could just pay you the same amount of money that they get paid at McDonald's? and everything, and you wouldn't even be mad if I only gave you a $6 tip because I just spent $140 fucking in here. Only thing you did was bring me a drink 2 times, and you
All
wasn't
I
even
did was
on
go.
time with that, and you brought me the wrong drink the first time. Like, nigga, really, I could have did this shit myself. A lot of times we get bad service and you still tip. You know what I'm saying? But see, people don't. They'd rather just be mad at me because I don't want to tip him
Goes to get
than
accountability.
to say, you know, this company that just made Applebee's, how much money they make last year? Oh, they made about $40 million last year overall. Oh, you don't think they can pay their servers more than $6 an hour? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But then they wouldn't have made 40 million. We would only made 20 million last year. What are we gonna do with 20 million in profit?
Who is we?
The owner and his wife and the kids.
He was talking about the Applebee's.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. When we say we only made, who is we? Y'all
Nigga, the
gotta
owners
figure
of
out who y'all
Applebee's.
fighting for. Y'all is fighting for the wrong people.
Yeah, so they'll be mad at me because I say don't tip. And I'm telling you, in real life I argue with my girl because she feel like, why do I gotta tip this bitch money? I just paid $60 and she ain't do this. But I be like, you gotta tip them because you just gotta tip them. But then you think about it like, why do I have to tip? Why? Like why is it my responsibility? It's no longer a choice. When you feel like it's no longer a choice, then it's not a choice. It should come like some restaurants put gratuity on the bill. I wouldn't eat there. Well, I did eat there when I went to Vegas one time, and they put the gratuity on the bill. And then, okay, now if you're gonna do it that way, and I know it ahead of time, I know ahead of time that I have to account for gratuity as being a part of the bill. Then I feel like it's just a part of the bill, right? But if you're making me tip after I get the bill, then you know what I'm saying.
They're still passing. They're still passing those wages of the server on to you. They just did it. They just
did it a different way. Yeah.
Let me read something to you, Aaron.
Yeah, they just
you're
moved
right.
it up a little bit on that one.
CEO compensation has grown 940% since 1978.
Damn.
And that's what I mean by these can pay y'all. Y'all just be fighting to hopefully, it's the American dream. So one day when I get rich, I can do the same thing too. That's all it is.
I used to work at the cell phone shop, right? I used to work at the cell phone shop, my retail. And I used to get paid like $8, $9, maybe $10 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It was probably like $9, $10 an hour. And I would ring up the register on a Saturday, and it'd be like $1,700, $1,800 in the register. And this is Saturday. Then I go on Monday, and it's $400 in the register at the end of the day. And on Tuesday, it's $600. Wednesday, it might be a slow day. We get $200. It's never less than $200, $300 in the register every day. And I'm thinking, like, on the slowest day, he's paid me for the entire week. And he always used to claim he was broke, but he was driving a Lexus, and he owned two houses. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think like he can't pay me because he got a kid, and he said he broke, and he say he owe these people money. And then one day I realized this motherfucker's clearing $10,000. This is back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He's making $10,000, $15,000 a week. The rent is only $1,100 a month. I know this because I know everything about the company. You know what I'm saying? Rent is $1,100 a month, and if he's making $15,000 and he's making $5,000 and he's only paying me, I'm just accepted, right? Because everybody got to get rich. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about it in the long run, like motherfuckers are just greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll pay you as little as possible, and you'll be mad at the wrong motherfuckers. You'll be mad at the wrong people. So I don't know.
You start to see that. You start to see that now. Just real quick, you're starting to see that now, right? Because the answer is, and it's difficult, but that's why a lot of these people don't want laborers to unionize, right? Because once you unionize, you have a voice.
So Amazon.
Right. So what you're starting to see now, or I don't know if it's changed, or maybe it has to a degree, is coming out of the pandemic where cats were getting that unemployment and all that other good jazz. And now McDonald's and all these stores were hiring. Wasn't nobody going to work there. Well, why? because they wasn't fucking paying enough, right? Like, so eventually you seen that companies had to start to capitulate and raise their wages, right?
Yep,
like
they
that's
did.
how you beat the system. But there's not anything like a pandemic and people getting unemployment for everyone to hold out like that. But that's the cheat code right there, right? The cheat code was that when the hiring came back and they're talking about, yeah, come on back for $10 an hour, and niggas like, man, I make more than that off the unemployment. Nigga, you crazy, you know what I mean? And you gradually seeing these people having to increase their wages. So that's cheat code. That's all I got.
So 1933, FDR said no business which depends for existence on paying less than living wages to its workers has any right to continue in this country. By living wages, I mean more than a bare subsistence level. I mean the wages of decent living. And since 1979, the average worker's income has only increased by 12%, comparatively to what I just told you of the CEOs increasing 940%.
But anyway, let's get into the next story that I really want to talk about because I wanted y'all opinion on it because I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's kind of messed up, bro. This is this black man in South Carolina named Richard Bernard Moore. He's 57 years old. Have anybody heard of this brother? Richard Bernard Moore, 57, out of South Carolina. He's a prisoner in the state of South Carolina on death row. And in South Carolina now, you get to choose how you die, and he's chosen a firing squad as his choice of death. And the last time somebody got killed by a firing squad in America was 2010. And I think of 1910, maybe 1860s when I think of firing squads, 1700s maybe. I don't think of 2022 firing squad. And then it's a black man, of course, you know what I'm saying? So that made me intrigued even more as to why this brother is on death row. So according to the reports, he's on death row for murder. He was gonna go try to rob a convenience store and killed the dude in the convenience store. But when you dig into the story a little more, he didn't walk into the convenience store with a weapon. So they got him with intent to murder and first degree murder, and he's on death row for the past 30 years. And he killed this man in the convenience store, but he didn't walk in the convenience store with a gun. And he initially came in asking the dude for money and not robbing him. So what happened was he went into the convenience store, he asked the dude for some money, an argument ensued, the dude pulled out a gun. The brother Richard Moore, who's in jail right now, wrestled the gun away from this man. When he wrestled the gun away from the man pulled out another gun. He had two guns on him. So now they shooting at each other. So the dude shot Richard Moore in the leg, I believe it was. And Richard Moore, he pulled a second gun. So Mahoney, the dude that he killed, Mahoney shot Moore in the arm, but Moore shot Mahoney in the chest. And Moore left out the store after he killed him. He was looking for cash, it says. And he stepped over Mahoney twice after he shot him and then left. So after he shot him, he robbed him after the argument. Now, Moore says the dude owed him money. And that's what the argument was about. And that he wasn't in there trying to rob him. But he was convicted of murder and he's been on death row for, I think, about 20 years, man.
99?
Since 99, yeah. Since 1999.
But you
the story
graduated
is
high
crazy.
school.
Yeah, that's literally. That's a crazy story, man. This brother been on death row for running up in the store, arguing with this man, and now he wants to get killed by a firing squad.
All right, alley-oop this one to Mr. Jones. Take it away.
I mean, then alley oop to me because I don't give a fuck if it was goddamn firing squad, goddamn electric chair, lethal injection. I think it's all inhumane. I don't.
That's
think
why I'm
that,
saying.
I don't think anybody. I personally, I don't believe that we are in any position to say who lives or dies, no matter what it is that was, whatever atrocity was done to me, my family members, or whomever. Right? Like it's not. Who am I to say who fucking lives or dies? You know what I mean? So I think there's the death penalty in general is fucking barbaric, archaic, and fucking draconian. Like there's just no reason for it.
Yeah,
With
even
the
in
big
this,
words.
no, that's real talk. Real talk. And this man finna go in front of a firing squad and get shot to death. And they're allowing this over electric chair, over the electric chair. There's hundreds and thousands of ways to kill this man. They can knock him out with some funny gas. He could be asleep and then kill him. He doesn't feel any pain. Why would you stand there and allow people to shoot this man to death? And over something that happened in 1999, where technically he was defending his life because the other man tried to kill him. Like the other man tried to pull the gun out on him. He didn't pull a gun out on dude.
Yo, here's what
This justice system is crazy. That's just a no-brainer to me.
That shit is. Think about this, man. I was thinking about this the other day, man. Is that when we talk about trials and shit like that, right? We're essentially trusting 12 novices, right, to sit there in a jury box and let's say it's a complicated medical DNA case, right? To sit there in that box and listen to this dude or young lady who's a forensic, you know what I mean, doctor, whatever, that's been studying fucking DNA, goddamn, for decades, right? So they have to condense a decade's worth of knowledge so these 12 people can try to understand it that are gonna decide the fate of this person. It's kind of fucked up.
It's weird.
Right? Like
No standard of education or knowledge or test equivalency or understanding.
Yeah,
There's no test for jury duty.
It doesn't.
There's no comprehension test for jury duty. They just, hey, you want to do this? Sure. Okay. You hate people? No, I don't hate people. You got any prejudice against people? No, I'm pretty cool. No, we'll take his word for it. Get him up in there.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's crazy.
You don't have to take no type of comprehension test or nothing. That's what I would think that they need to institute as a comprehension test. Just, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So I feel bad for this brother. He
but at least he's making his own
he finds
decision,
someone.
right? Like if we look at a positive way, man, at least he's making his own decision. You know what I mean?
Hopefully this decision that he's making brings light to the case, because I didn't know about it until he said he wants somebody to shoot him, and brings the right light to the case where, you know, eventually he doesn't have to go. You know, maybe Kim Kardashian will look at it or something. You know, she gets.
Think about being on that firing squad, right? You know how they do it?
There's 3 people and nobody knows. They just all pull the trigger.
Yeah.
What happens?
So nobody knows who did it. So, you know, they put 2 blanks in there and then they put real bullets in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the firing squad, they all shoot at the same time. And supposedly nobody knows who shot who, and he just died. You know what I'm saying? So you could be the one that kill him and
Yeah,
not
but you don't know if he's gonna die.
Maybe if you shoot him, shoot him in his head, you know what I mean?
How many people you know that got shot in the head and still out here? They may look a little funny, but they still out here.
Your cousin, Kenny.
I'm just saying, people have been shot in the head. That don't mean you're gonna die.
I mean,
and that's another thing about
they
it.
try to get people to lethal injection, and that shit didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the whole shit, like I said, is
Just cut their head off.
Crazy.
Just like, you know, just like Walking Dead, zombie style. Chop, 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 chop. All right, man, I hope this brother get out of jail, man. In other news, another shooting, and this brother keeps shooting people a lot. Like he shoots a lot of people and never go to jail. I don't know how he getting away with all of this murder. But we talking about the baby, and it's in North Carolina, right next to South Carolina. He shot somebody on his property and called the police. They have a 911 tape. I listened to the 911 tape. The baby shot dude that was on his property. Dude jumped the fence. When he jumped the fence, the baby pulled out his gun and shot him. And he said, "What the hell are you doing on my property? I don't know what you on. You had to jump 2 fences to get over here. So if you doing all that to get on my property, I had to lay you down." But he only shot him in his leg though. So yeah, he ain't shoot him in the
He could have
arm.
killed him.
He ain't shoot him in the face. He just shot him in the leg, and they detained him until the police got there and picked him up.
Golly, they damn sure did.
Yeah, he said on purpose that he didn't kill him on purpose, even though he could have, and it still would have been legal, and he would still be home right now.
You gotta
He's
be
smart.
a pretty good shot to hit somebody in the leg.
Well, I mean, he shoot a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
this
this ain't
the fourth
new.
person he done killed. Like,
This
this
ain't
the fourth
new.
person he done shot. Like, he shot somebody inside a Walmart, fam.
Did he really?
Yes. In
Yes.
Walmart.
Gone, never coming back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Now you can take
know
your
why
gun
you
in
trying.
Walmart. So I mean, it's legal to take your gun in Walmart. They don't have the ban gun premises.
They just passed that law in Georgia too, where you can just carry a gun. You don't need no type of license or nothing.
What?
You saw that?
No. What happened? In Georgia?
Concealed to carry. You don't need a license. You don't need anything to have.
You don't need a permit?
You don't need nothing to have a gun.
I ain't never living there.
In Georgia, it's the same as
I
Texas.
never lived there.
But
That's
it's
why them
concealed.
dudes be doing all that.
It just passed now. Like, it just passed a couple days ago. It's brand new. Look it up. But yeah, they literally just passed a law where you can conceal a gun. My thing is like, I even put it up there, like, don't let these Republicans or Democrats, either way, they both crooked. Don't let these fools make you believe y'all got the same rights. Because they gonna see a white man, that's a law-abiding Second Amendment citizen. They see you, pow, 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 freeze. Well, you had a gun. How you gonna yell freeze after you shoot? You done lit me up 4 times. You yelling freeze after. I'm dead. I can't move. I'm paralyzed.
Long as you don't shoot me while I'm drinking my wine.
Yeah, but the baby, he just been, I don't know why people continue to try him. He has a consistent record. Like, hey, you lucky one. It was weird. A reality show had a party called The Bad Boys of LA. It's interesting. Trust me, it's a bunch of gay dudes. Kurt Franklin's son in there. It's an event. But they had a party at the bowling alley, and the baby was there. And then that's where he ended up fighting. So during the show, they're like, yeah, we got this party. Y'all turn up. It's an A-list party. Y'all have fun, but don't be acting the fool. They over there twerking. They turn around and the baby over there fighting on the alley.
You know, I was about to promote some shit before you said that, man. Because I had some new shit to promote, but I think I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Nah, promote it. What you gonna do? Let's go.
Well,
Let's go to another subway.
The new background and shit, man. You know what I mean? And all the lighting is good for the reviews and for the podcast. But you know, I got my OnlyFans for my feet. If you don't want to see my feet, no, I'm just playing. Let me stop. So you thought I was gonna get my feet on there, didn't you, nigga? No, buddy. You done got me too many times already.
I definitely was gonna freeze frame that shit.
You just follow the leader after some individuals, huh? Okay.
I was gonna put it on a shirt, sell it on the website.
Jones is out here doing follow the leader. Well, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Most people don't even make money off of OnlyFans.
Yeah, we discussed that.
Except for me, nigga.
I went to the gym one day.
Bang bang.
I kid.
I went to the gym one day and I was in the gym. I don't know if I told y'all this before. He
some dude touch you?
No, but he could have. So let me tell you what happened. Not that I gave him permission. It was just weird.
No, you said he could have. So you got to clear that up. What you mean?
So the dude come in the gym. It's an old white dude. I'm working out and shit. This is when I was at the gym every day. Speaking of every day, I'm finna get back.
Was you glistening?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm on the foot thing. I'm doing legs. You know what I'm saying? I never skip leg day. I do legs and upper body every day. He come in and he say what's up to me, and I'm like, how you doing? I keep it moving, but it's weird because usually, people don't speak. You know what I'm saying? They just, do their thing, right? So now he set up a whole laptop. He got this big ass laptop set up with a speaker. He said, "I'll be right back." He go in
Why
the
tell you
room.
that?
That's what he told me, literally.
But why did he tell you, "I'll be right back"? Like y'all came
And
together.
he said, let me tell you what else he said to me. He said they like it so he said I'll be right back. He come back in a super tight spandex wrestling outfit that's cut out at the bottom, right? It's like weird. It was like, supposed to be a tight, sexy workout outfit, but he's overweight.
But did it
He
work?
he gets back on the laptop.
Oh, it turned you on? Okay, continue.
That's he gets back on the laptop and continues to work out in this outfit. And then he tells me my fans like it when I work out like this. So the dude had an OnlyFans subscription and he was trying to put me up on game. He like, listen, I come to the gym every night. I set my laptop up. I find a nice gym. I work out. I dress like this. They pay me $100, $200 a night, man. He like, so you might see me in here a couple of nights. Don't be freaked out. I'm just getting some bread. I can tell you how to do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I should have said yes, but I said, no, I'm good.
Why not?
And this is before OnlyFans. This was 2 years ago. Just about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago. So I don't know.
OnlyFans ain't that old.
Why did I say no?
OnlyFans is older than that. I mean, so
because naturally I'm pretty rude, a mean dude. So I didn't want him talking to me anyway.
He runs in the thing.
You know what I'm saying? So naturally I just said nah because he offered it to me. I should have did it because it was smart. You know what I'm saying? I just thought the shit was funny.
You should have did what?
Dress in spandex and work out for $200 online. But then I'm like, I don't want people to have video of me like that online. So maybe
I think he's just working out.
You have
I'm not doing that.
So you be okay with Aaron looking at like
Nigga,
your
I'm not,
daddy over
nigga,
there twerking
I'm
for
not,
cash?
I'm not doing that shit, nigga. I'm just keeping Jones going. All right, but yeah,
They
that's
said he was
just
gonna do it for him.
OnlyFans, man. They make some
Nigga,
money,
I
man.
run in goddamn tights every morning. I can get
You
some
wear
bread for
tights?
that.
The nigga was working on his spandex film, and he had this shit set up, and it was an
There's
online
Booby running
community.
around in the
He
spank.
showed me the laptop, the whole nine. Like this shit was, he was getting paid. Like he showed me the whole setup. Like, and there was really people in there. Like he was internet famous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but what was they doing while he was working out? I don't think they was working out at the same time.
You just gotta.
Wow.
I just reckon you gotta block.
They
their
were
Can you block
typing.
their cameras.
They were typing. I don't think nobody was us on camera. They was typing. Yeah, I don't know.
Why did you tell us this story? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. What are you trying to tell us?
Because I was
I'm
gonna show
trying
my
to tell.
feet from
I'm trying to
OnlyFans.
tell D Jones
Nah,
that he can make some money online. You know
you
what I'm
trying to
saying?
tell us something else?
That's all I'm trying to say. Is
What you trying to tell us?
Is that if you ever catch me online in a
Okay,
suspect
that's all the
video,
truth right
you
there.
know
You
what
talking
I'm
about
saying?
Dez? Don't try to put
You
Dez
know,
into your
I
mess.
did it for the dough. That's all I want you to know.
Don't
Is
try
I
to
did
put
it for
Dez
the
in your
dough.
mess. This is you and only you.
Just half it.
Listen, man,
You
getting a
and
little
only
bit of
you.
extra bread ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Hey, I remember his name and everything. It was the Dancing Bear.
Excuse me?
The Dancing Bear. Not the Pornhub Dancing Bears. That dude's name was the Dancing Bear.
The
That was
what?
the Dancing Bear. That was his name online.
No, you said like there was multiple bears around here dancing.
No, that was his name, the Dancing Bear. Like one bear, the Dancing Bear. Yeah, that was his name.
No, you was like, nah, not this bear. It was the other bear. Why are there multiple bears? What are you talking about?
Oh, online when you go to Pornhub, if you type Dancing Bear in, you ever seen what the Dancing Bears do on the internet? No. Never. Have you ever searched Dancing Bears, Jones?
Why would I want to see a bear dancing in pornography? What? That's bestiality, brother. What are we doing?
It's not a bear, bro. Do it. Just one day, I'm not even gonna tell you what it is.
I'm not about to be seeing no Tyrannosaurus pumping online. This dude said they got some dancing bears.
Joe,
They just be.
Joe, why you so quiet, man?
Oh.
You're supposed to have my back. That's exactly what they do. It's a stripper, man. It's a code name for a male stripper. I don't want you to think I'm in the bestiality. So it's like male strippers. So what they do is they have a male stripper, have a bear costume on, and he goes around a room with like 50 to 100 women, and they all just take turns sucking his dick in the room while he dances in the bear costume. That's Dancing Bear on Pornhub. I told you sometimes, sometimes your search history it gets a little weird. You know what I'm saying? If you've
How
been
did
there,
you get into this? Like, how did you get down to that? Like, what do you have to do to get to there? Where do you get to? Yo, they got this nigga in a bear outfit dancing with women. Like, what type of freaky stuff do you have? How do you get there? Where did you go wrong, brother? What happened?
I'm just saying that was his name, and it reminded me of, the Dancing Bears. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, but
all right. In other news,
Des, could you? How do you get to a place where you want to see your local high school mascot?
We were the Tommies. Let's be clear. We were the fucking Bears. We were the goddamn Tommies. Let's be clear, okay? We got them Tomcats. Be unequivocally clear on that one, brother.
I'm trying to figure out how you get how you get to something where you see that, and it's just like, yeah, that's just what it is.
That's how I get down,
So casual.
They got different bears.
I'm thinking you talking about like zoo animals and people going into the zoos smashing bears. Now you talking or a circus because they had like the circus bears, and I'm like, who's smashing the circus bear?
They got the Mexican bear. They got a black bear. They got white bear. It's an Italian dude. He a bear. It's a couple bears, man. It's like the Bearstein Bears a little bit. It's a lot of them. Yeah, it's like a clique of them. You know what I'm saying?
They just Winnie the Pooh no more. We good.
Oh shit!
I don't ever want to watch Winnie the Pooh again. I'm cool. Cool.
Oh god.
I'm cool. Y'all just ruined everything. I don't want to watch.
Just walk around the room getting their dick sucked. I mean, that's how I go.
So they're not dancing.
Yeah, I mean, in between. You
said they were strippers.
You gotta shuffle to this girl. Then you got to shuffle to this one. Then you got to shuffle to the next one. And they all dancing. The girls, hi. It's like a party. It's like an office party. It's like an office party. Dancing Bear. Look it up.
I don't think I want to. I don't want to be scarred for life.
It's a fun time. That's all I'm saying. All right. All right. Let's
What
get
you
to
doing
DJ.
What you doing tomorrow? Where you going? Because you need to go like to two different services.
Two different churches.
My boy watching mascots. Get it in.
No, I ain't watching it, man. I just happened to see this shit when I Googled.
Oh, now you just happen to see. You just had full detail 2 seconds ago.
I mean, I did watch it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't searching for it.
Now you just got Princess Buns all in the picture. We just going in the wrong direction.
He did just walk up out of
All
nowhere.
I can see is Prince Buns just fading off into the distance.
He trying to get some of the cinnamon roll. Oh, crazy. All right, we're gonna move on, man. I got one more subject, then we're gonna move on, man.
You right over there? I'm Have you heard about this? Am I the only one?
Jones has definitely watched it before.
Oh, no,
that's why he says nothing.
That shit crazy, man.
Wait, no. Hell no. What are we? Am I missing on? Am I the oddball out?
I'm just saying that shit crazy, man. I'm drinking wine, nigga. I'm almost like a whole bottle through, nigga. I think that shit crazy. Like, man, that goddamn bears and shit. What?
The way he said "what," it made me almost think he's done this before. Like, nigga, I hope you
Hey, yo,
see
nigga,
me.
open up your closet, my nigga. You got a bear outfit in there?
Yeah, let me see what's in your closet, Joe.
What's up in your closet, cuz?
That shit crazy, man.
There was one box you wouldn't let me help you unpack. Was that what was in that box, brother? You're like, no, I got this one. Don't worry about this one.
Oh man, yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
All right. Hey, Frank James,
Let's talk about something, please.
the Brooklyn subway shooter, made his first court appearance this week.
Wait, hold on, wait just a second, man. I'm just putting this together. Niggas gonna make it. This look like I'm out here fucking doing the dancing bear shit, nigga. Let's be clear, nigga. Like I ain't out here doing whatever.
You was real quiet
out here.
You was real quiet.
Oh,
exactly
I am
what
not
it's
a
gonna
bear
look like.
seen bear out here. I want to be clear.
You was real quiet out here in these streets.
Oh,
You got Winnie the Pooh out here with just the shirt, no pants on, acting the damn fool.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know he was black. First of all, which made me kind of sad.
That was a surprise.
Made me kind of sad.
What are we
And
talking about
like
now, man?
He looked like what's the actor that plays Frank Lucas on the gangster TV show? He got one eye. He always in a lot of movies. He ain't got
Forrest
one
Whitaker.
eye, but
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. He looks like Forrest Whitaker. I guarantee you, Forrest Whitaker will play him in a movie if they ever cast him for a role. Frank James is a suspect, man. This dude is evil. He evil. He done been
Who's Frank
arrested for
James?
everything. That's the dude that they call the bombing suspect for the subway shooting. He the one who shot all those people.
I'm really wanting to hear Dez's because you was into conspiracy theories, and I feel like this just falls right into that lap of I just happened to drop my wallet, my phone number, my blood type on and the murder weapon on the subway.
Is that what they said about that brother?
No,
you
I
didn't
do
know?
believe it. I mean, I do believe it.
You want to know how he got caught?
Son, they literally found.
They had a tip that he was at a McDonald's restaurant.
It was like I see like a restaurant worker been on the news like the last few days.
The tip came from him. He called the police on himself at McDonald's and told them to come pick him up.
Why?
Cause the nigga crazy.
Oh well,
Something up. But did you see how they found out who he was originally though? They found the gun, his ID, his credit card, his mother's maiden name, his blood type, his sneaker size, and his favorite football team on the subway where the shooting happened.
That's it?
Yes. So all of his credit card, it was the credit card, the gun, his ID, and some other personal information was just laid out at the murder scene in the subway.
What was he shooting at? I'm sorry, you have to give me some game.
People.
Oh, right. He just started shooting niggas?
He just got on the subway.
So that was a subway where 16 people got injured or something?
Yeah, he shot 11 people. I don't know how many people else got hurt.
Insane.
They found bombs that didn't go off there.
Wounded 29 people, 10 who were shot.
10, yeah, he shot 10 people.
People said he was crying like a baby. I'm trying to read. It's some weird stuff, man.
Really? See, what? Oh, let me do this right quick. Listen, man, niggas like, yo, this is a dumbass nigga. They don't keep up with the news. Listen, man, they tried to get your boy last week, man. They tried to get your boy's identity, man. So I had to fight that last week. You know what I mean? That's why I drop a review or anything like that. You know what I mean? So they tried to hit me with the identity theft. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm just catching up. I want niggas be like, yo, man, that's a just light skinned dumbass nigga. No, I just was, just make sure, goddamn.
Hey, I'm gonna pray for you.
And get my goddamn information. What you say, son?
Yeah, I'm gonna pray for you, man, because we don't want Charlie fucking with your shit, bro.
Absolutely.
Cause I'll shoot the shit out of Charlie ass.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Frank
James.
Was a little suspicious because literally they found the murder weapon, a ID, a credit card, and something else with his address on it saying who it was. And then he just casually walked out of the subway after it happened. And then he was casually walking around the city. And then, like you said,
But he
McDonald's.
did call the police on himself, right? Like, I mean, that's
Yeah,
all
so
part
he
of the
definitely
course.
wanted to get caught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking though? He'd have been arrested 12 times for, larceny, public disorderly conduct, criminal sexual acts, all kind of stuff. He's 62.
But
He's
why
probably
doesn't
a drug addict.
But why
And I
doesn't he
think
have like a social worker or something like that? Like once again, it's in how like for you to have that type of situation, you would have some type of worker with you. If you're mentally incapacitated and as much as he is, he would have somebody that was around him, or at least. So I'm not hearing anybody come out about a social worker. I'm not hearing anything coming out about he was on this type of medication or he had this like. That's the only thing, like you can manipulate those people easily to make them do something and them not being aware of what they're actually doing. And that's where I feel like somebody took advantage of him and was like, all right, go do this, and do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't know what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Or why would you do this? You know what I'm saying? Why would you just go crazy like that? I don't even know if it's crazy really, but I mean, why? I mean, because honestly, we probably all had thoughts like that before. But why would you act out on them? Not as far as like going on a subway and shooting 1 million people, but you know what I'm saying? You done definitely thought about popping a motherfucker for doing some dumbass shit that you would really never do in real life. Like you've been in traffic and said, I should shoot your stupid ass for cutting me off like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm violent.
Yeah, don't put me in that, but go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, what would make somebody
I do want to shoot. I
kill
want to shoot some of
15
my
people?
exes. Let me talk about some of my exes I want to shoot. And let me say their names out loud. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead, man.
Go off.
I kid. I'm sorry.
Right. Oh.
No, but I mean, I don't. I
what
guess
would make you do that? Like you said, maybe he did need help.
I think you obviously you have some type of mental issues for you to go. The pattern that he did screams out mental issues, but it also screams out something else. Like, where was the help and where was the assistance? Because when them white boys shoot up the church, we talk about their mental health and their mental issues and where they were and what was wrong with them. But we obviously can see something is mentally wrong with this dude about his actions. So what is going on in our system in which he wasn't getting the proper assistance that he needs?
Black people don't do that.
No, it's not even about black
In the
people.
famous words of Chris Ross.
I say that only because he was in the system several times. So they were aware of his condition. They were aware of who he was and how he acts repeatedly. So it's not like it was just some isolated things where it was a choice.
Yeah, he definitely was in the system.
Yeah,
they
so if you're in the
know
system multiple times and there are some in the system and they put you in certain places to make sure that you get the correct help that you need. So this white woman can stab her boyfriend a couple times and then she's walking away free because she had a mental issue.
Well, you know, I can answer that because when you go to jail, they're not trying to help you.
But no, I'm just talking about that white girl.
Anytime you get arrested, they're not trying to get you no help that you need, and they're not worried about your mental being and your health, your mental health. They don't give a fuck. They trying to arrest your ass, get you charged, get that bread, get you locked up, send you about your way. Everybody get to eat. I get to send my kids to college because your dumb ass keep going to jail.
Take it a step further. Even if you get into a counseling program, or even if you get into a therapy program, it's more of a business type thing, right? So sometimes the state or wherever will issue you like a grant or almost a scholarship, because we got to remember whatever type of behavioral health, drug addiction type facilities, those things aren't free. Right. So sometimes if your insurance, or if you don't have any insurance, maybe like somebody will issue a grant or anything or something along those lines. Right. So you can go to these places, but now the question is, when you go to these places, do they give a shit? And when you complete said program, what do they do with you then? You know what I mean? So there's a propensity to which perhaps he had a social worker at a particular time, but not anymore.
You know what they do not have in jail? Psychiatrists. You know who they should have in jail?
What?
Psychiatrists. You know, they have a doctor, they have nurses, right? They got prison guards. When you go to jail, do you know what they offer you? They offer you a grief class that you can sign up with for it's about 12, 13 other dudes. Whoever sign up for the grief class once a week can sign up for the grief class. And that's the jail's form of offering mental health. And the grief class, I went to it because everybody tried to sign up for it because it's a way to get out your cell. Nobody really give a fuck. We just didn't want to be in our cell. And it's once a week, and we get to get out our cell. And then at the end of the class, they give you some kind of snacks and some shit. We had Domino's pizza, matter of fact. So really, niggas was in the class just to get Domino's. But it was like 4 or 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So like, they don't really give you. Ain't no. You know what I'm saying? When you getting arrested, they're not preventing you from making these same mistakes. They're not offering you counseling. They're not offering you anything but 3 meals in a cell to sit in. You know what I'm saying? And the job really is to run the prison that they got you in. Like that's the prisoner's job, to cook, to clean. Like they don't hire no outside. They don't hire outside janitors. There's no cleaning service that comes to clean the prison. And they don't give us bleach. You understand what I'm saying? We cleaning. They don't give you bleach. They don't give you the proper cleaning tools that you need. If your toilet,
why don't they give you bleach? I don't understand.
Like you can't get bleach because you could kill somebody with bleach. You could pour bleach on the police officers. You could drink the bleach.
What do they give you? Just like
so they give you
some type of Loso or something.
So they give you a watered down cleaning solution, right? So it's like the equivalent of hand soap in a bottle with water. So they put water in a hand soap bottle and shake it up, and that's what you clean your cell with every day, at least once a week. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know, so all I said to say that is just say like they don't really offer you help. You're not really getting the help that people really need. So even though you may be in the system, even though you may have a social worker, the social worker got 14, 15 cases. And if you not really cooperating because you don't want the social worker any motherfucker way. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. People that got social workers, they don't want social workers. They want the benefits that a social worker could give them. Or they're forced to social worker, which means that's just another motherfucker in their business that they really don't want. So you're going to give your social worker the bare minimum, or you're going to give your social worker whatever you think they need to hear so you could get whatever they get, whatever, you know, whatever money they give you, whatever crib they could get you in. That's what you use social workers for. So I think, you know, he's just a victim of the system. You know what I'm saying? And it's clear as day. He's a victim of the system for real.
And then you got Courtney Taylor.
Who was that?
That white chick, the OnlyFans chick that stabbed her boyfriend to death.
I mean, why she stabbed him to death?
I don't know. They didn't say.
She ain't even in jail, is she?
Nah, she's claiming self-defense. But the stories say that like when they interviewed anybody that knew the couple, she was the one that always was beating on him, literally physically beating on him. And always hitting on him, always physically beating on him, doing whatever. She was OnlyFans girl. And what they found her bloody on the balcony of the high rise after she stabbed him to death. So he was dying. He wasn't dead yet. And they found him on the floor dying. And then she was out doing OnlyFans hours later. And she was recording OnlyFans hours later. Because they didn't immediately arrest her. They arrested her later. But she's claiming self-defense now.
Ain't self-defense if you don't call the police right afterwards.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That's crazy. Y'all see the police killed the dude in the back of that, shot the dude in the back of the head in Minnesota?
Tariq is actually talking about it. It's pretty interesting. Because like that dude that I just talked about and that dude as well is an immigrant. And they were both, well, the black dude that I just talked about with the OnlyFans dude, with the white girl, she was a white girl. But he would literally go on Instagram and Twitter and everything like that and just talk about how terrible black women are. And how black women are this and black women are that, and how dare you, and black women is just the worst thing in the world and they're not worth anything and da 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 da. And then when he gets slain, then all of a sudden, where's this black people that's supposed to be backing him up? Like, nah, it don't work that way. Or like the dude who got shot in the back of the head, his family was like, well, America, I just thought they were making excuses. Why would they execute him like that? They like he didn't do anything wrong. What, you thought we was lying the whole time? We was trying to tell you that something was up, but y'all just thought we was just akata, as they like to call us. They just thought that we was just complaining and blaming the white man for all of our stuff. And then when it happens to them, then all of a sudden it's, oh, we need justice. Nah, y'all got it.
Yeah, because that's quiet as hell. I'm like, it's been 2-3 days now.
We're not because we're not going to fight your battles when y'all sit there and try to separate yourselves from us and then make us seem like we're the bad person or we're just making stuff up and we need to pull ourselves up from the bootstraps. Like,
the police officer said dude had his taser, but I don't see dude with the taser. I didn't see the taser, but I don't know. He could have had the taser.
So what happened was he got wrestled down. He was wrestling with the cop, and the cop originally had the taser. And he dropped the taser to pick up his gun, and when he was wrestling, the taser was near his hands, and he shot him.
And he was,
but in the back of the neck.
He was with the white Nubian queen that did OnlyFans.
No, it's two different situations.
Oh,
no.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, the white Nubian queen killed the black dude.
Oh, yeah. Then left him on the balcony.
Yeah, but this black dude laying on the floor.
His
it's just
family
really
was talking, and his whole family just
bad.
Yeah. Then this one you're talking about, was it a murder?
No,
I don't think it was in Minnesota.
Oh, I thought y'all just said somebody was in Minnesota.
I thought it was in Minnesota.
I didn't say nothing about Minnesota.
Do you know where
I
he
was
got
just
killed?
saying. No, I was just saying how him and his family were acting. They were surprised about how why would they kill him? He didn't do anything.
Michigan, okay.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Patrick Loyola.
It's interesting.
Loyola. Yeah, but the police officer was laying on top of him and just pulled the beamer out and put it to the back of his head
and let it go.
And just popped his ass.
Yep.
Now, he could have shot him in his leg, arm. If you thought he was going to reach for the taser, shoot his hand, right? Shoot his hand. He can't tase you with a bullet in his hand. Shoot his elbow. You take training for this shot. You train to shoot.
You train to kill.
You train.
That's Lil Chris. Lil Chris tells you they train him to kill. They don't train him to wound. They slow him down.
Man, that was crazy, bro. R.I.P. to that man. Just another black man killed by the police. But, we're going to get it together.
He ain't black man, but yeah, he's a brother.
Oh, he African?
He ain't FBA. Let's just he ain't FBA. No, he's a I don't want him trying to get no reparations when it's time to distribute. Y'all just got here. Relax.
Hey, speaking of reparations, St. Paul.
Relax.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, I said it.
St. Paul, Minnesota doing something big. Y'all heard about that?
Y'all trying? Yeah, I saw that. Y'all trying to get your reparations out there.
St. Paul, Minnesota has opened a committee to do a research study on approving reparations for residents of St. Paul, Minnesota that are descendants of slaves. Because of the traumatic impact that it has had, because when you read the bill, it kind of makes sense though, right? So they're not just saying because we slaves, but they're saying not only are we slaves, but because we're black and we're descendants of slaves, we've been given a raw deal all the time. They even mentioned Highway 94. They mentioned putting the highway through the middle of St. Paul, destroying the only black community in St. Paul, which is Rondo. They recognized the impact that it had on the black community, not only financially, but just having a highway split. And you know, it didn't take a year to make the highway. Right? You know what I'm saying? That shit took years. You feel me? It took 10 years to make 94. Like it was the whole 50s. They put the whole 50s making 94. So I mean, that's no way to get from here to there. You know what I'm saying? They went into detail a lot in the bill. So you know what I'm saying? I hope it gets passed. But you know, it's just like everything else. They just giving us that, and that's all they're gonna give us. I believe. I don't think they're gonna cut us a check. But if they do, I'm a lifelong resident of St. Paul. I definitely need that right now.
But that's why I said what I
now.
said, because a lot of these different people are trying to claim or attach themselves to these reparation conversations. So they're, before I'm Jamaican, I'm from Africa, I'm Nigerian. Y'all Katas, y'all black people, y'all this, y'all that. Then all of a sudden the reparations. Well, hold on. I'm black too. I go through this stuff.
Man.
I go through different trials and tribulations. Y'all just got here last year. What you mean, player?
Hey man, what have we
Y'all talk
learned
about-
throughout today? The love of money is the root of all evil, man. The love of money. You want to be, we was enemies last week. Now you want to be on our team when you get a check, when the check comes.
Before, we lazy, we not taking advantage of education, we don't want to work, we welfare babies, yada, yada, yada. Now all of a sudden, well, wait, we need to come together and get these reparations. Wait, what you mean?
All right,
I was a kata last week. You just called me a kata last week. Now
that's how they
what's
get
going
down.
on, baby?
It's Original Podcast. D Jones, Are You Serious? DJ Double OG, we in the building. D Jones, you want to tell us about that time you kissed that dude and you thought it was a girl?
Yeah, but I tell you what, man.
He said she had cake.
Especially like for me, right? Because here's the thing, I like
Fact.
tall women, right? Like tall women is my thing. No, let me stop there, man. Because again, y'all motherfuckers had
We got all we need. We got all we need. Man. We don't need nothing else. We got it.
Oh boy.
No. What movie we watching this week, brother?
Oh,
week. New review. Welcome to D Jones Reviews. What is good, people? Yo, I appreciate y'all pulling up. First and foremost, couple quickies. Right off top, I missed y'all. Oh, did I miss y'all? Did y'all miss me? Listen, I had some things I had to take care of last week, so unfortunately I wasn't able to drop the review, but we're all good now, and I get to see you. Second, yo, what we think about the new background, right? Yo, we rocking with it? What y'all think, man? Y'all hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think about the background. The film we're gonna be getting into this week, Cuzzo, made in 2021. So here's the plot. William Adams and Johnny are first cousins who grew up like brothers, but they get their bond rocked in this drama suspense story. This film was directed by my man, P.D. James. Let's jump into the cast. First up, we have Woody Dent playing the role of William Adams. Next, we have Rachel Sharp playing the role of Ayanna. Next is Johnny Pierce playing the role of Johnny. Up next, we have Curtis Brown playing the role of Desiree Adams. Last but certainly not least is Jeanette Jean playing the role of Michelle. Now it's time for the hits.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
And the misses.
Here we go.
Y'all already know we start with the hits. All right, so a bit unconventional, but I really like the premise of this film and how it was set up. When my man Johnny told Will that he would help his wife get pregnant because Will was having a problem getting his wife pregnant, but Johnny said, listen, I'm only gonna do this if I could do it naturally.
Hey, yo!
Yo, Will, brother, listen, I don't think you were paying attention, but lucky for you, I was. And here's what I seen. That boy Johnny, he was on that Henny all movie long. Plus, they was talking about, yo, Johnny was sitting on that thing. That thing. Listen, you do not, let me repeat, you do not want that lethal combination hitting your wife, my G. I promise you, you don't. Listen, it's only gonna lead you to a one-way path of that brother Johnny in the morning cooking breakfast in your kitchen and you, Jody, walking out there.
Want some breakfast?
Next, I thought this film was shot well. Let me tell you my favorite shot. It was a handheld moving shot where Will had just gotten off work. He's in the driveway and he sees his cousin's car is there without him even knowing, right? So then Will becomes the focus in the camera. They then start to play melodic music in the background and we get to walk with Will from his car into the crib. We see him turn the corner into his bedroom and his cousin was knocking his wife down. Whoo, buddy, listen, I mean, it was an absolute beautiful shot. Messed up outcome, but beautiful shot. I absolutely loved it. But then my man Will, yeah, that nigga ran into the kitchen and turned into Trey from Boys in the Hood. Just
Shit. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Fuck this shit.
yo, fam, what are you fighting the air for? Go in there and go get her. Right? And not to mention, I tried to give you the heads up. I told you that Henny plus that, yeah, brother, ain't nothing to play with. You shouldn't even let this thing get started in the first place. And lastly, I would be remiss if I did not send a shout out to the little homies that were in the opening scene of this film. Y'all did your thing. Listen, y'all set the movie off, right? The opening is one of the most important parts of a film, and y'all young talented brothers, you held it down, man. Keep on doing what you're doing, man. Keep on working on your craft. You're definitely on to something. But now on to the misses. All right, first off, plot holes. Plot holes are a killer, and I thought there were a few in this film that were left wide open. For instance, when Will was at Johnny's birthday party, right, and people were acting funny style towards him, and at one point, Will had kind of looked around and was like, yo, did I miss something? And I'm like, well, shit. Great question, Will, because I was wondering the exact same thing. That was never answered, or at least not clearly enough. Or when Johnny was at the bar when he had just got out of jail and my man had ran up on him with the heater and put it to his neck and then said, yo, I'm gonna take him outside. So we started to walk my man Johnny outside with the heater to him. The very next scene, it just cuts to where now it's daylight and Johnny's in some random dude's car pulling up to his crib. Next, I gotta keep it a buck. I mean, it was hard for me to fully believe, let alone digest, how easy Will was able to convince his wife Desiree to go along with this silly ass plan. It only took like one and a half conversations and a sip of Henny, and then she was with it. And on top of that, her only stipulation in doing this was that Will never calls her out of her name. I mean, sure, I guess. I would have liked to see Will having to work just a little bit harder to convince and to get his wife to be comfortable with the idea, right? And then once she got to that place, see her maybe struggle with it for a while, but eventually come around because she knows that Will really wants this baby and that this might be their best chance of having it. And lastly, I have to address that brother Will. Actually, you know what? No. Woody. Yo, I need to holler at you about them damn draws. Come on now, bruh. Listen, the first time you done strong J Joe ass across that screen with them tight ass white briefs, I was like, all right, well, That's a bit of a weird flex, but you know what? I let it ride. Cool, I get it. Acted, but then you had the temerity. You had the unmitigated gall to do it again. But this time, yo, you was in some Navy joints. Yo, I was like, this brother must have the variety pack of these tight ass draws. Yo, my G, was those things in the script? Like, was you supposed to be prancing your ass around the screen in them tight ass white briefs and them Navy briefs? Or did you freestyle that? Like, as a matter of fact, I tell you what, I'll do you one better.
Wrap it up.
Yo,
Wrap that shit up, B.
let's wrap this up. As much as I enjoyed this film, I do believe it has a major issue. I feel like they buried the lead, which was the relationship between Will and Johnny, not the eventual betrayal. I would have liked to see more of their story. Sure, we knew them individually. We knew their individual stories, but what I was personally more looking for is their bond, to see how they were more than cousins. They were damn near brothers. Even before Will asked Johnny to give his wife that Henny eggplant, I don't believe the relationship was adequately shown or developed enough. So when the betrayal eventually does happen, it didn't hit that hard for me. It hit more of a sense of a, well, damn, that's kind of messed up that he did that. However, I do feel that if you would have let their storyline just breathe just a little bit more, show me a little bit how deep their connection is as brothers, as cousins. At that point, I feel like you would have had the audience right in the palm of your hand. So when now the betrayal inevitably does happen, bam, it hits harder. Bam, it hits emotionally because we have emotional connection to their bond. Despite that, Cuzzo is a really enjoyable film. It had a great concept, good cast, some good locations they were shooting at. Oh, well, hold on, let me pause. Except for when y'all were shooting in that house. Yo, please, I'm begging you. Can somebody please change the battery on that damn smoke alarm, please? Oh my god, yo, that chirping was driving me wild. Man, please someone handle that. Man, but I digress. Yo, there were some beautiful shots, strong characters, all while getting into something that is real, which is the psychological effects male infertility can have on men, which, if we're gonna keep it a thou wow here, isn't talked about that often. That's dope. And with all that being said, let's take it to the Black Fist rating.
And I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna give Cuzzo the Black Fist rating of 3 Black Fists. Outside of that, that's all I got. Y'all know I'm gonna see y'all here next week. It's your hood movie critic. Peace. Let's pivot out of that. So here goes the big news.
Y'all stupid.
So this is what I'm about to start. I'm gonna start it this week or next week. It's one of the two. So I want to connect with the people, and because I want to connect with the people, I'm sitting here thinking, like, damn, what can I do? Then it hit me. There's a new season of this show that's coming out June 3rd. You know what show that is on June 3rd that comes out? Season 2 of?
Malcolm and Eddie.
Ooh, close.
Homeboy in Outer
Valley.
Space? Oh.
P Valley. Now, I didn't watch season 1 of P Valley at all because I was like, yo, that shit looks like some foolishness. But there's a lot of people that rock with it. There's a lot of people who like it. I had a couple people hit me asking, yo, you watch P Valley? I don't, but here's what I'm about to do. Every week I am going up until P Valley season 2 drops.
I'm going to do a live reaction video of me watching every episode of P-Valley, and I'll post it weekly, right? So episode 1, 2, 3, right? And it's gonna walk up until season 2 starts, and then we'll watch it together as a family, and I'll drop reaction videos for that. So that is my announcement. By next week, you will see my first reaction video of P-Valley. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'll be drinking wine when I do it, so I feel like fuck it.
You know what? I might have to start watching with you because I've never heard of P-Valley before.
Yeah, it's on. From what I understand, it's on Stars. So, yeah, every week, man, I'm gonna drop a new episode, or excuse me, a new reaction for me watching goddamn P-Valley. So let's watch it together as a family, man. Let's catch up, man, before season 2 starts. Let's all catch up, get a little refresher if you've already seen it, and go from there. That was my big news, really.
Okay.
Okay, P-Valley.
Little
You
lady
ever watched?
likes. I ain't never watched it, but little lady
watch it.
Terrible show. So I'm sure she'll enjoy it.
Yeah, a lot of people watch it apparently. So I'm gonna get down, man. So every week, man. So I want y'all to rock with me, man.
I'm with you.
No.
That is dope.
Can I take a
I'm addicted to
can
it.
I take a pause? I
Very
got to
much
pee so
so.
bad I can taste it, boy.
Hey, actually,
it's in
we're
my
about to
goddamn
end
mouth.
up. So go ahead, go use the bathroom. I'm finna wrap this up. Because my kids done invaded the room now.
Okay, well, you want me to say
Well,
it
it's
till we
the end of
wrap
the
it up?
original podcast, man. It's over with. We'll see y'all next week. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Just say nay to the nay-no.
Jones, any last words?
I feel like Jones is too inebriated. You might want to have to retract.
Well,
his-
no, because it's not going to make it, right? Like, I'd like to say that I really don't want an OnlyFans, but that's not going to make it onto the clips that you put out, right? Like, I'd like to say that I'm not out here trying to. Let me just stop. No, I don't. Nothing. Zero. No.
And they got a bear costume. But anyways,
My last words is, stay black
stay
or
in them
white
bears.
or whatever. Hey, listen, don't stay away. I want to be a bear. Okay.
You are a bear. Look at your hair.
Literally.
Look at your size.
Literally. All right, man. I love y'all.
Just
See ya.
growl. Yeah, I got to go. Bye. Bye.